All right.
Yeah, spoiler for me.
So here's the spoiler for episode 4. Obi-Wan's like, oh no, they got Leia, and they're at the Inquisitor fortress. We should go get them. And he talks to the rebels, and they're like, are you crazy? That's crazy. And he's like, yeah, but I still want to do it. And they're like, okay. So then they go, and they sneak on in, and Obi-Wan gets a little more lightsaber action, so that's pretty okay. Just a little bit more. He starts to kind of feeling himself. And then he gets her, and his little like best friend is like, like dressed up as an Imperial officer, and then she's playing the mind games. And then what's her face is interrogating Leia the whole time. She puts a little tracker into her little, her little buddy, and the whole episode wraps with them getting away. And now, now the Vader comes in all pissed off at the last couple seconds of the episode. He's like, failure, boo. And she's like, I set a tracker. Please quit choking me. I put a tracker. And then it's showing Obi-Wan, and they're mournful because Ling died. Now, you're probably wondering, who's Ling? It's an expendable Asian rebel, because of course they kill the Asian guy.
At first, I thought you were kidding. You were like just making up something. But now I think you're serious. Like that all makes sense to me that they would do all that and kill the random Asian guy. Like that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's how the episode goes. So let's get into
it. Okay. So I am about 10 minutes into the episode. Most of that is the recap from last episode. So I haven't seen anything. I did finish Miss Marvel, so we're going to talk about that.
Yes.
And yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about Obi-Wan so far? Because I am kind of mixed on it.
You'll be the first to admit you're not traditionally a big Star Wars fan.
No.
I fucking love Star Wars. But because we're in the Schmodown-verse, I don't love it as much as... fuck you. I fucking love it. Suck my dick. I don't care if you know more about it. I love it. So, I will say, it's pretty lukewarm so far. This has been the Moon Knight of Star Wars for me.
That is a harsh criticism coming from you.
It is. Here's my thing. Obi-Wan's biggest death to me is the expectations. They had so much they could do with this show. And nothing has been particularly great so far. Vader, so last episode, Vader versus Obi-Wan, part 1. Yeah. It's just Vader kicking Obi-Wan's ass. And I'm fine with Vader giving him an ass whooping.
Yeah,
but it wasn't really particularly that interesting. The action cinematography didn't really do it for me. It was mostly Vader menacingly walking behind Obi-Wan and playing hide and seek for the first 5 minutes, and then he just kind of swings at him a couple times, and Obi-Wan's like, "Oh no, my arms hurt from not working them out for 20 years or however long it's been." And some fucking nerd's gonna come into the chat and say, "Dylan, it's been 7 years since the last." Shut the fuck up! I don't care. So. Obi-Wan's got these little straw arms that just aren't taking the beating from Vader, and then he gets admittedly the Vader lighting the fire up and then dropping him into it, pretty sick. I was on board with that. That's been the best moment of this whole series so far.
To be fair, that is a really good moment. I think it would be the best moment of most series.
Yeah, I mean, I'll grant and say that. All right, if I'm comparing the rest of the series, that's unfair because that's clearly the best moment so far.
Mm-hmm.
However, dude, they just haven't brought a lot to the table. All the side characters are pretty kind of cheesy, if I'm being honest. The Inquisitors, I feel have been really underwhelming as a whole. They feel more Saturday morning cartoon bad more than anything, right? I don't feel they're particularly menacing in the way that I imagine them to be whenever I read comics or we see all the material extra lore about it. Danny Koss says, "Happy birthday." Shut up, we're getting to it. Shut up.
You haven't even introed the show yet, Danny. Just calm your horses, all right?
We haven't even introed the show. This is our intro. This is our preamble show right now.
Yeah. But no, I definitely agree. I feel like I wanted them to do more with Sung Kang's character. I feel like he's just generic bad guy. I like Riva though. I think she's interesting enough. I think I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to knowing more about her. I think Darth Vader is terrifying in the second episode.
Mhm.
I think easily the best part of the show so far. It felt like straight up a horror movie,
Yeah.
and I really liked it. And like I said, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I'm a casual fan, especially compared to our Schmodown community. Um, I enjoyed so far. I just feel like it hasn't wowed me as much as I would like.
Yeah, no, I think even on paper, if I were to do like a fair comparison, compare it to like Mandalorian or even the Mandalorian episodes of Boba Fett, which are the only real episodes of that show, I would say that it's still not even hitting those peaks. And you're giving me characters like Obi-Wan
Yeah.
and Vader, and I'm like, fuck, dude, you guys got given so much to work with, and I'm just underwhelmed so far, which sucks. I don't want to be overwhelmed. By episode 4, I wanted to be like, holy fuck, I can't wait to see episode 5. And now I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. They're gonna go invade the Rebel base. Vader probably gets to reenact that really cool scene from Rogue One where he's tearing through the ship, but through a base. Hopefully, maybe not. But I don't know. I just want fucking cool lightsaber fights, and I want deep lore, and I want characters that matter. Although one tiny but pretty relevant spoiler. So on this episode, Nat, you haven't got to see it yet.
Mhm.
Okay, so this was one other cool part that actually was really cool. Obi-Wan's exploring this facility, and he sees like all of these like what are presumed to be like dead Jedi, like frozen and like not necessarily carbonite, but it's like an amber. Like it looks like they're the mosquito trapped in the Jurassic Park a little bit, but it's
Sure.
like it's a lot more transparent. Like it's all
I
this.
understand this reference now.
Yeah, hey, welcome. And what's her face from Jedi Fallen Order is in there. Hal's old teacher who was playing the dark side force with Vader.
I don't think I've gotten to that part of the game yet. So I kind of like quit playing Force Awakens. Not Force Awakens. Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Because I stopped playing when Forrest Whitaker showed up. And I
Mhm.
don't know why. That's a really bad part to quit.
That's pretty early in too, so that's like
Yeah.
maybe even a
It
third.
was the rocks, man. I fucking hated the rocks. The rock puzzle. That was when I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah. But we like deep lore connections and stuff like that. That's what makes the show good for us geeks and stuff. And we got to see Hal's old mentor in there, so that was super cool. But that was pretty much it.
I'm looking forward to watching the rest of this episode with your glowing recommendation.
It's Obi-Wan's been the most okayest show so far. I hate it. I wanted to be good out the gate. I didn't want to go okay. I wanted to go good right out of the gate, and I was like so forward early on. We got Bail, we had a child Leia. I'm like, all right, this could be. You're
Can I just say that I really dislike children in media. Like I don't know what it is. I understand that kids are dumb. Like I don't mind kids in real life. Like I like kids. Kids love me. But on like movies or shows, just shut the fuck up and let the adults do stuff. Like I know you're Leia. I know you're Princess Leia. Whatever. You're so fucking annoying. It's oh my god, just fucking trust in this stranger that you've never been before. Because we know he's a good guy. Why can't you? But yeah, speaking of, I don't have a good transition. Welcome to Twitch Tuesday, now on Wednesday, now on YouTube, now at 7 Pacific time, 10 Eastern. Who cares about Central time? I fucking nailed that. I crushed it. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be talking about some stuff. We already talked about Obi-Wan. I don't really have much to contribute to that conversation because I already told you I haven't finished the episode yet. But Miss Marvel, I have a lot to say about that. And also, I have finally watched all the Jurassic World movies, Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah.
Except for the new one, which I was going to see this week, but things have gotten really busy, so I am going to see it next week, but just in time for next Twitch Wednesdays. My rankings on the Jurassic. I want to get into Jurassic Park real quick. All right.
Okay. Before you even watch the new one, we're getting into the rankings for. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get into Miss Marvel in a little bit, but just Jurassic World. Danny, thank you for the 99 cents. No message attached, but that's okay. We read everything here anyway.
Everything. Yeah.
So I want to say that your predicted rankings of where I would have them are a little off. They're not. It's not perfect. So what you had, if I remember correctly, you had Jurassic Park number 1, Jurassic World number 2, Jurassic Park Part 2. I want to say Jurassic Park Part 3, and then the whatever the last one was,
Yeah.
Fallen Kingdom. I want to say is the name of that movie. Um,
Yes, Fallen Kingdom.
yeah. So my rankings are exactly that, except you switched the last two because
Okay.
I don't think Fallen Kingdom is as bad as you hyped it up to be. If I'm being honest, it's
That one sucked. I was actively bored in that movie, and I could not.
yes, that is it. Its biggest offense is that it's so boring
Yeah.
and nothing interesting happens. And thinking about it now, I don't remember anything that happens, and I just saw it a couple days ago. So yeah, that makes sense. But I didn't think it was like terrible. I thought it was fine.
I think it sucks, but yeah, I mean, I come back to the point I made earlier. It's just that it's so boring, so boring.
Yeah, it really does not make me excited for Jurassic Park Dominion, Jurassic World Dominion at all.
I don't like the follow up, like the movie it gave us to follow up into, but I do love the premise still. If you said, fuck it, dinosaurs took over, we blinked and we let them out, and now they're out of the cage, and we just said, okay. I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. Why not? My favorite Jurassic Park movie is Kong Skull Island. Only the first half of it, though, Smithy. The first half is a banger Jurassic Park. I'll give you that.
I think all of it's a banger Jurassic Park, but that's just me.
No, the
tail is better than some fucking lizard going around and.
Oh yeah, that's right. Skull Island doesn't have them going to the city. Yeah, Skull Island's a little good. It's pretty good. It's a good Jurassic Park. It's like it's probably up there with like Jurassic World, probably.
Oh, I think it's way better than Jurassic World. Okay,
I actually like Jurassic World.
Let's get into Jurassic World. I think the only truly good, objectively good movie in this entire franchise is the first Jurassic Park. Jurassic World is my number 2, but it's a deep drop off.
I mean, I won't. So here, I'll tweak that statement and to agree with you, right? God, what the fuck is with my hair today? I don't know. This is stress hair. I will grant to you that Jurassic Park 1 is so far and away in its own league compared to the rest of the franchise.
Dan!
Hey guys, hey Ben. Yeah, Jurassic Park is in a whole different world than Jurassic World, Jurassic Park 2 or 3, Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, I mean, I definitely grant you that. I'm not arguing that. But I also just kind of have like a sweet spot for this series that even at its dumbest, I'm still fairly entertained and kind of on board with it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like Jurassic World.
Yeah.
It's like
one is cinema. The other is what Fast and Furious has become, right? It's almost memed itself into oblivion at this point.
Yeah, I agree with that. But like, I just want to say, like, I understand the hate for the second Jurassic World movie, because I feel like they overcorrected what we were criticizing.
Yeah,
because there was that random scene of the babysitter or the chaperone lady getting destroyed in the most brutal way possible. And it's like, she's not even a bad person. She doesn't deserve this. And then they made it a point in in Fallen Kingdom to only show bad guys getting killed. And only the worst of the worst people who died. And I feel like that, I don't know, I kind of like that anyone can die. I feel like it was too brutal for the character that she was, but I mean, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, let's be honest, that babysitter did not deserve what she got given to her in Jurassic World. And they're like, shit. That's awkward for us. Maybe we should be a little bit softer on the babysitters.
Yeah.
And then now the rest of the staff are like, all right, only kill the bad guys down. I'm like, well, that's not fun either. You got to kill the good guys. That's what makes this a thriller. That's
Yeah,
what.
you
This
gotta
is what
kill
made Jurassic Park fucking great was that most of the people there are good guys. Nobody cared about the lawyer dying. That was kind of like. But even then, he wasn't terrible. He was the lawyer.
Yeah. He wasn't a
He
bad
was an
person.
honest guy doing his job.
We saw Samuel L. Jackson die. Well, we didn't see him die. But we saw
didn't see that, but we got his really bad-looking arm in post.
Yeah, I mean the only really bad person was Nedry.
Yeah, Nedry sucks, and he died. But I mean, right? Everybody else dying. It's like it's a horror movie. It's the equivalent of like good people are dying, and that's like why it had impact. By the time we get to Jurassic Park 2, it's like who are these? Who's Pedro over here with the headset on, getting curb stomped by a T-Rex?
Mm-hmm.
Like.
I really hope we see some good people die in the next Jurassic.
Yeah,
World.
whoa. Well, that depends. Like, if you told me they killed off like Jeff Goldblum or Sam Elliott or God forbid Laura Dern, honestly, I kind of respect the balls behind it if it's done right.
Mm-hmm.
If you sit there and you just say, "All right, we're bringing the stakes back," kill Bryce Dallas Howard in a really brutal way. Honestly,
I think you mean Sam Neill, but I would be all for it if they brought in.
Sorry, Sam Neill, not Sam Elliott. Yeah, that's like the Western cowboy guy, isn't it? Yeah. Fuck him. He can get killed too. So
I would love it if he got ripped apart by a raptor.
Yeah, I think that would be really funny if he's like doing a Big Lebowski like intro and he's just like, "Well, here we are, dinosaurs taking hold." That's it.
But I think my biggest criticism of the Jurassic World series is that I don't care about any of the characters. I don't think Bryce Dallas Howard has chemistry with Chris Pratt.
No, she doesn't. She's carrying a wagon, and that's what we're here for. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. But I mean, her character doesn't really make sense to me. Like, I feel like she's just there to fill a certain role.
She's very Play-Doh.
Yeah. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the last two Jurassic movies. So you weren't far off. I just think that Jurassic Park Part 3 was terrible.
I think it's crazy you think 3 is worth like 3 for all of it. 3 over time has become Spider-Man 3 to me, right? Like I acknowledge it is objectively the worst Spider-Man movie of all time. Mm-hmm. But by God, that thing, if I put it on, I would at least be entertained. The Velociraptor turning, Alan.
You know what? You have a point. I would sooner rewatch Jurassic Park Part 3 than the Fallen Kingdom.
I'd rather see that shit than the fucking clone kid releasing dinosaurs. I don't care.
Oh my God! What the hell was that? What that was the single worst part of the entire franchise when they're alive, like me. Oh my God! She just doomed humanity.
You literally just released dinosaurs back into the native world. And because Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt didn't want to be fucking responsible parents to the surrogate kid clone. Like,
you know what? I've said it once before this episode, and I'll say it again. Fuck these kids, all right? These fucking kids in these fucking movies and shows just need to go away. And they're making these terrible decisions, and they should not have all this much power, to release all these dinosaurs and set up the next movie.
These children are ruining our movies. They're coming into the theaters crying. They come into the actual movie plot, signing with my giant gorillas. Get this kid shit out of here.
I think there should be a rule that kids should not be allowed in theaters on opening day. But I
think there should be a rule kids shouldn't be allowed in theaters. I'm taking it a step further.
Yeah.
Now that I'm old, I'm done.
I think you make a lot of sacrifices as a parent, and one of those is you can't go to the movies anymore.
Sorry, guys. Listen, I get it. You want your kid to be entertained, and the B movie too looks spectacular. So, but here's my rule. Here's my rule. If that kid knows how to be quiet and behave themselves, great. They get no warnings. If they start fussing up, if they it's the fucking infants, right? And first of all, this isn't me hating infants. This is me hating stupid parents bringing infants to movies.
It's not the kids' fault. They don't know any better. But the parents, find a fucking babysitter or stay at home.
Yeah. I like that dinosaur TV show with the baby. Yeah. And you know what? They never bring that fucking baby to a movie, Danny. You're right, because even the dinosaurs were more responsible parents than some of the people bringing infants in to movie. It's maybe a little bit before your time, Matt.
I don't understand the reference.
It's the dinosaur show. It's just called Dinosaurs, I think.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, and then you'll see like a baby, and he says, "I'm the baby," and it's like very animatronic looking. Like,
Dinosaur TV show, baby. I'm gonna look that up.
I'm the baby dinosaur.
Oh, it's called Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen this, okay. But I was also 1 year old when the show ended. So.
Yeah, no, I mean I definitely remember watching this a lot as a kid. So I mean, it aired well until like me being 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, the whole point is don't bring your fucking infants to movies, guys, girls. Listen, I get it. Sometimes I'm like getting real antsy that I haven't watched the new Jurassic Park. It comes out tomorrow night, and I don't get to watch it because I got a bunch of house showings I've got to do because I may or may not be selling my home. But guess what? Do you see me fucking bringing my dog, Griffin, to the theater? No.
I would be okay if someone brought their dog.
They'd have to be a good boy. If they're fucking yappy like Griffin, like if
I'm not okay with
that. Like Griffin, yeah. I'd be fucking annoyed. Like
no, yeah, you're right.
Pissing everywhere, fucking scratching. I love my dog, but I would never bring him to a movie theater.
No, and you're a good person for it. We're gonna get into Miss Marvel in a little bit, but there's some news that I want to tackle. William Harold says someone brought a baby to the. Oh wait, I was there. I watched that movie with you. I didn't watch the movie with you, but you were in the same theater and we ran into each other after it was over. I don't remember a baby in that movie unless you saw it a second.
Did William Harold just lie? Are you calling him on his bullshit? Are you saying William?
Listen, he might be telling the truth. I see a lot of movies, so it could very well be. Someone brought a baby to Deadpool 2, which is not something anyone should do.
Yeah, of course you were there.
So some news I want to tackle. Joker just got a sequel greenlit. Joker 2.
Oh, the Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix one?
Yeah. Did you hear about this?
No, I haven't actually.
Yeah.
I've been pretty off the radar. I've been fucking off the grid for like the past week.
This just happened, I want to say yesterday or today.
Okay.
Todd Phillips is co-writing the sequel. It is officially in the works. And he revealed the movie will be Joker, Folie à Deux, which is French for something with the 2.
Can somebody let us know what that means in French? We'd appreciate it. So I don't hate this news. I don't hate it. I don't particularly love it either. But the first Joker was fine. Good.
I like the first Joker. I just don't want to be associated with these edgelord fuckboys.
No, right. I feel like it's a little too close to home for school shooter propaganda for me. It feels a little too pro-terrorist, and we kind of don't need more of that domestically. I think Joaquin's Phoenix, his performance is good. I think that there's really fun elements. The unreliable narrator part, and this is actually really excellent. But if you ask me, like, what do I want from a sequel from this? I'm like, I don't know. Batman.
I don't know what they could do for a sequel.
Right. At this point, chaos is just going on, and I'm like, I guess you just make it more of like a Batman verse like movie, but you're making it without Batman at this point.
I think
you kind of told the Joker story, so now it's like now you got to tell it like Joker and like you kind of got to play him into the role.
The thing that I liked about the first Joker was that it was a Joker movie without the Batman.
Yeah.
And because of that, it felt like he was not whole yet until the very end. And I think it was a perfect ending to that story. I just don't understand the point of a sequel.
Right. This is kind of one of those times where maybe, as Jeff Goldblum, a.k.a. Ian Malcolm, would say, he was just like, you were too busy. I'm going to butcher this quote because I'm tired. But, you were too busy figuring out how to do it, and you didn't bother to ask, should you do it? And this is a case of that. This is a case of them saying, let's greenlight it, let's make a sequel because it made money. And it was, Oscar recognized. But it's like, what are you fucking doing, guys? Like, this is kind of a great one-off. If you add anything else to it, maybe it's a good sequel. But even if it's a good sequel, I'm kind of like, but why? I don't know. Delusion of mental illness shared by two people in close association. I don't know anything about that shit, Alan, and I don't care. Alan says shared insanity. That's more or less what me and Nat write on a discussion board every T Dubs episode. We just write the big circle shared insanity, and then we come in, and then we end up usually talking about comic book stuff. Danny says it was named after a Fall Out Boy album. I don't recall this movie being called Joker Under the Cork Tree. Danny, get your fucking fake facts out of here. Nice try, Jersey.
We're gonna get into it about Jersey in a bit.
We're in Jersey, buddy. Don't you wait. We are saving the best for last.
But yeah, so that's the Joker news. Not super excited about it, and that's coming from someone who really liked the Joker movie. I have it, I think, in my top 3 Batman movies, which is saying a lot. But that's that. Let's talk about some more DC news. Have you seen the Black Adam trailer?
I've seen that it's been released. I haven't actually watched it.
Okay, it's real bad.
Is it?
I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, can we pull it up on mute?
Okay, so the thing is, we got a copyright claim last episode.
Did we?
We did, and I think it's because of the music. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch it on mute.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna pull it up. I don't have it queued up yet, so bear with me.
Okay.
Also, just so you know, I did not tweet that we're live because I want to restart my computer so it runs better. And it logged me out of everything again. So didn't have time to go on Twitter and then re-enter the password and everything.
Rip. Okay, I'm gonna hold on.
I got it.
I'm gonna mute myself so I can actually hear the trailer because I'm gonna have the audio up on my end. But you go ahead and pull it up for screen
for the people. Let's see.
Matt has the right hair to be Joker. Dylan is definitely a Riddler. I am a Riddler. I'm always asking people questions.
No, I'll take it. I'll take the Joker.
You know what? After this recent movie, I'll take fucking Riddler. Hell yeah. Riddler's sick as fuck. A little bit on the spectrum, but sick as fuck.
All right. I'm going to full screen it. And we're going to play it in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so we got some mountains here.
Black Adam. What
I
are
gotta
your
keep talking. I
powers
know
ever given to you?
I'm talking over Dylan watching the trailer, but I gotta count time because otherwise we're just looking at a screen of a trailer.
Nothing but happy.
Yeah, that's Pierce Brosnan, I think.
I was a slave.
He's getting pretty up there in age.
I can hear the trailer.
Can you hear the trailer?
I can hear the trailer on stream.
Oh, shit. Shit. Muted.
You're muted on stream, buddy.
All right, now it's muted.
Go back to 19 seconds, by the way.
19 seconds? Okay.
Yeah, because that's where I'm synced up on. I have to tell you that I'm hearing it blast in the stream, and it's going to get us copyrighted.
All right, I'm going to play it in 3, 2, 1. All right, there's Dwayne Johnson as The Rock. He's, doing stuff. There's some lightning. That actually looks pretty good. I don't know too much about Black Adam, if I'm being honest. I completely forgot that I didn't mute it because I've had the tab muted and I can't hear it. And there's he's levitating. Some bullets are bouncing off him. Danny says the 2 bears on the album cover. I'm sure that relates to this trailer. There is Hawkman, and there's Noah Centineo, Dr. Fate. Oh, I forgot he was Dr. Fate. I thought he was the villain. Dr. Fate's a good guy. You know what? I don't really know too much about Black Adam in the comics. I'm not very well versed. I know him from the Injustice game and a little bit of here and there from the pop culture. But I have no interest in this movie. He's flying with a Top Gun guy. Bam. Takes it down. Yeah, this just looks like a generic movie. I mean, I hope it's good. I hope all movies are good. I just feel like The Rock is so much bigger than this character would allow him to be as a personality. That was I didn't enjoy that scene. Danny says Smithy is correct. I bet it's going to be a dual movie with Bruce sharing similar insanity to Arthur and Joker. And it's in theaters October 22nd, 21st.
So it's not that the trailer is bad. It's that it's just proving DC's just putting shit out there, hoping that it's good enough. DC is striving for C's. They are working so hard for C's on their grade report, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is a C movie, nor am I saying this is a B movie. I'm saying that this is the most average looking stuff.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it looks so generic and nothing about it stands out. I think the reason this movie is getting made is not because they care about Black Adam at all. They just want The Rock to be a part of their roster.
Mm-hmm. Danny says, "Is this a good guy or bad guy? I don't even know what this even." Yeah, that's the point.
Like I said, I'm not like a huge Black Adam aficionado from the comics, but from what I understand, he usually plays an antagonistic role, but I wouldn't say he's necessarily a bad guy.
Yeah,
I think he has very strict set of rules he plays by. And I think it would have been interesting if he got his own movie against the Justice League instead of him being the title character. Mm-hmm. I think he would have been a good villain to have. But we have The Rock, so he can't be a villain.
Yeah. And it's hard too, right? Because Rock doesn't really play I have yet to see Rock play a villain outside of being the literal Rock heel in wrestling, right? And that's a villain in a very different way that doesn't really work in the cinematic translation, not in the way that they're trying to make him be. I will say the first part of that trailer made me think it was a Scorpion King again because it was him all Egyptian and in the desert again. I'm like, oh man, we're back to Scorpion King.
Oh man, yeah, I didn't get that vibe, but now that you mention it, I can't unsee it.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be Batman Penguin pinching Batman's tush all over again for this movie. If you watch this movie, you're never not gonna think Scorpion King during this first half.
I wouldn't say it's that bad, but yeah. I mean, every time I see that movie, I can't stop thinking about you.
Every time he's in the club, I start giggling to myself.
No. But yeah, that was a trailer. I thought it was fine.
It's okay. Like you know what? If you're a diehard Black Adam fan, you're just happy to have it being made. Maybe I don't know, but it's just super okay so far. DC, the only thing that they do super well is being super okay, very middle of the lane, kind of safe.
I don't know about that. I feel like
I think before they were being risky, but nowadays, past 3-4 movies have been very safe. Aquaman, Wonder Woman 2, Shazam, the
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad? Okay, fine. Suicide Squad's your one exception, but even Disney gets to claim fucking Deadpool now. So
yeah. I mean, I definitely get. I really like some of what DC's doing. With Peacemaker, which you still refuse to watch, and I've given up on trying to convince you.
I won't.
But I don't know. I feel like they're very, very hit or miss. Whereas Marvel is more. They're more hit or slightly grays, I would say.
Right. Marvel. Here's the thing with Marvel, right? Because it makes us sound like total Marvel shill fanboys, because I am. But they just put out better content, man. Like, here's the thing. DC truly doesn't feel like it leans enough into its strength. DC has villains that are far and away great, awesome villains, right? Most of them are Batman villains, to be fair. But you can always expand those out to the rest of the universe. And it's not like that the rest of the villains are bad. I think that the rest of them comparatively are kind of on par. But I've never felt like I've watched a DC movie in recent time, and I've been like, wow, Zod really felt like he stole the show. I'm like,
yeah. I think it's very interesting how different they are, because like I would say that Marvel has weaker villains that when they put them on the big screen, they make them their own.
Yeah.
And they make them so much better than they have any right to be. Like Killmonger, amazing top tier villain. He's not that in the comics.
Zemo is way better on screen than he deserves to be.
Zemo. There are some exceptions like Taskmaster. We don't talk about that, but for the most part, they kind of knock it out of the park. Whereas DC has such great villains to work with, and they kind of squander them, which is unfortunate. Except for the exception of the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, where they take C-list characters and make them great.
But they needed James Gunn to come do something that he'd already did, just a little bit less filtered.
That's true. Danny says, "Why does Dylan hate Eagly?" I don't know, Danny.
That's the eagle, right?
Yeah, what gave it away?
I mean, honestly, that could have been a person. I won't lie to you.
No, it's the eagle.
Speaking of non-Marvel television, you've been watching The Boys?
Okay, so I have not seen a single episode of The Boys.
Okay.
But here's my thing, and this is going to sound familiar to you.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm trying to read the comics first. And I have an easier time reading comics than actual novels, so I feel like I have faith that I'm going to get through this. I'm on issue like 20.
You're not going to finish this ever.
I'm going to finish it. I'm on like issue 20. I'm also reading Invincible. I haven't seen Invincible either. So I'm reading both at the same time.
I haven't watched Invincible either. I've been slacking on that. That one has been so high on my watch list, and I've just been dragging it.
But the thing with Invincible is when I'm reading the comics, there's so many tie-in comics that aren't part of the series. Like I'm watching I'm reading this werewolf comic because he appears in like 2 episodes of Invincible. So it's taking me a while. But I will finish The Boys, the comic book series. I promise. I'm not gonna finish Dune, of course not, or It, but I'm gonna finish.
You're definitely not watching it. You're not finishing the Stephen King books. No.
The Shining, and then the movie was disappointing.
So the Shining movie? No, Shining movie's good.
The movie sucks, dude. I'm so tired of everyone praising the Shining movie. It sucks.
We've had this fight before. We've had it before. I still haven't seen Dr. Sleep though.
I haven't either. I need to read the book first. Yeah, it's going to be undoubtedly better.
The Boys season, I will say season 3 has really brought me back onto the fold. Season 1 was good. Season 2 was okay to good. And then season 3 has just been good so far. So I'm like on it. That's all I'm going to say about it. But what I will say is that we've got a very special segment to talk about, Matt.
Oh, you're ranking the Max?
We're ranking Alex Mack's birthday T-Dubs episodes. We're ranking from high to low the best episode that lands on Alex Mack's birthday.
Okay, but after we do that, I'm going to talk about Stranger Things because I completely forgot this came out.
Oh yeah, sure. I haven't watched any of it. So
yeah. But yeah, okay, we're going to be ranking the T-Dubs episodes.
T-Dubs episodes that fall on Alex Mack's birthday.
So just this one and the other one?
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like we don't know where this one ends, so it could be great.
But I feel like we got Miss Marvel to talk about still. We could go ham on that.
Yeah, I feel like the one last year was like a classic.
It was pretty good. We ranked all the Macs, including Mac and Cheese, Mac computers. All right, you guys are all diehard T-Dubs viewers. Y'all remember that episode? It was Alex Mack's birthday. We literally put up mac and cheese in 3 different forms was in the S tier.
Yeah.
So it was regular mac and cheese with breadcrumbs on it, and the actual Alex Mack.
Was that the AAA tier?
Yeah, it was AAA tier.
I thought Alex Mack would have been like A tier or something.
I think we put her there, and then eventually we put her up to AAA.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you don't remember that, then there's really nothing we can do for you because it's forever.
That's gone. Alex was not S tier. She wasn't, but I feel like we put her there at the end. And you know what? You got a screen cap to prove me wrong, and neither of us have the receipts, Danny. So I would.
Yeah, that's true. You can't prove us wrong.
Yeah.
I will say that I don't know where I'm going with this. I do feel like my opinion on Alex has improved the more I've gotten to know her, and
that's one of us. I'm kidding. I love Alex.
I would put her in S tier right now. So you can't prove us wrong, Danny. I would still put her under mac and cheese, but that's.
Yeah, I mean there are definitely cheeses that are better than Alex. There are definitely mac and cheese with breadcrumbs on it. I like more than Alex.
like the French president or something on there as well.
What was it?
The French president or someone.
Oh yeah, Alex Macron.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, that was the thing we did.
that's really funny. That's still funny to me. Okay, all right. So my ranking of T Dub's episodes on Alex's birthday, last year's birthday, this year's birthday.
I would say that's fair. We've definitely gotten worse over time.
Yeah. We've continually made this show spiral downwards. Don't forget about Alex's episode where she was watching the pimple popping episode. Ew! I do remember that.
Oh my god, we weren't on that. That was her and Billy, right?
Yeah, that was Billy. That's why they took over the show for a week.
Oh, that's that last. That didn't even happen on her birthday, so we're not gonna reckon that.
No, that wasn't even that wasn't even count. Although I do concede, I love the fact that I forget that other people have hosted the show without us before.
I would not have remembered until you said that.
No, Danny, I'm glad you remember that because I definitely didn't until you mentioned that. That's a fun walk down memory lane. I think it's so funny too because for those who don't know this about Alex, Alex is so meticulous and methodical about the content that she wants to do. So she always kind of wants to have a plan or an outline of what we're talking about.
She
She hates T-dubs for the simple reason that me and Nat are like, I don't know, we're going to just talk about whatever. And she's just like, no, you can't do that. Like, and we're like, we do it every week, Alex, like for years now, actually.
Yeah, I love having her on, but like her vibe and this show's vibe are complete opposites. And I think that's what makes it fun.
That's what I agree. I think that's what makes it fun for me is knowing that she's just like anxious and like I don't know what's coming next, and we're like, we don't either, Alex. That's the best part.
The one episode when you weren't on and it was just me and Alex, I had talked to Alex about, okay, so you're here. We're gonna be talking about Studio Ghibli because we both love Ghibli.
Yeah.
And then I accidentally used the word debate.
Oh no!
He turned into a fucking Schmo Hates episode. I was like, fucking calm down, Alex. I'm just trying to talk about movies here. Did she not like the cheese ranking list? Did we do a cheese ranking list?
We've done probably several at this point.
You know what? That's funny. I don't remember that at all, but I know.
We did like Gouda. We did like we had it was a tier list.
We gotta do that cheese tasting episode.
No, we definitely do.
Yeah, those are the Mac rankings, or the T-Dubs Mac episode birthday rankings.
Yep. While we're speaking of some of our favorite Asian people, I want to go ahead and send a shout out to the Filipino community. Danny, you'll appreciate this. I got this sent to me from a friend, and he's like, y'all really just wilding out here. Let me see if I can't pull it up real quick. Okay. Philippines. I know, this is the most interesting content right now. I got internet stuff.
Yeah. While you look that up, just real quick on Stranger Things. I thought it was good.
Yeah. I hear kids keep getting killed or something like that.
Yeah, they kids just do keep getting killed, but they don't look like kids, so it's fine. They're like
what?
Yeah, so like they brought in like a bunch of actors to play high school kids, and I swear these people are older than I am. So, but I understand why they do it because they want to make the original crew, who are I think freshmen in this season. They want to make them look younger, and
so you get people who are 30 to kind of like balance out. Yeah,
right.
I see what they're going. Okay. Yeah. So give me like a tone breakdown of this because it sounds like that it's like way more horror, like heavy.
It is super dark. Like so you haven't seen season 3 either, but I love season 3 because mostly because of the aesthetic, and so it was so colorful and fun, and in addition to being scary, I love the juxtaposition between those two things. This season is all dark. Like it is so dark. It's so depressing, so dreary. Will McLean says, haha, yeah, I just have to go with it with regards to cast ages. Yeah, I mean, I really like the guy who plays Eddie, even though he looks old as shit. But I think he's a really interesting character. And also his friends, the D&D club, are also they're clearly not high school kids.
Yeah. So that's great. Good for those kids. So here in the Philippines, Danny, I want to play a game with Danny. Danny, can you guess what holiday this is? So you got Filipino dudes drinking a whole bottle of things. Fucking just Filipino things. Am I right, Danny? And yeah, this guy's just fucking vomiting all over himself later. Classic them.
I really am afraid to say anything because I don't want to come off as racist towards Filipino people. So
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
It's Matinding Tagay. I'm butchering it, I'm sure. But
This
Matinding.
season has done wonders for Kate Bush's sales. That's true. Like all these Gen Zers are finding about Kate Bush, so it's really great. Dana says it's Manny Pacquiao Day. Is that right?
It is Manny Pacquiao Day.
Is that actually a holiday?
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
The Philippines have officially recognized it as because, how many famous Filipinos do we got?
well, you have Manny Pacquiao, and you have
Manny Pacquiao, and then we have Camacho, another famous one.
You have Valkyrie,
Hector Camacho, for the record.
Bella Porch, Olivia Rodrigo, some other people. There's quite a few. How many Vietnamese famous people can you name? Not that many.
Well, you guys got pho though, so
That's
you
true.
know who's really winning.
That's a good point. Then I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Stranger Things, really good. I can't wait for the next 2 episodes to drop in July. The villain in this series is fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah. So speaking of brown people, let's talk about Miss Marvel. Can we get Miss Marvel spoilers up? Delightful.
Yeah, I
Lovely.
I really liked it a lot. I think you know how like video game reviewers have to rush to a video game to review it before it comes out.
Mm.
I felt the same way watching Miss Marvel because I had to go home and rush and watch it.
Yeah.
That I didn't really get all the nuance that I wish I did. So I am definitely gonna have to rewatch this. But it was just delightful. Like I love how stylized it is and how visually it's just probably the most unique of all the Marvel shows. Danny says too much New Jersey, sadly mid.
Sadly mid. I love that just Danny calls him mid.
I wouldn't say it's mid. I would say it's below mid.
No, the New Jersey parts are definitely. I love that even they recognize how shitty New Jersey is. They're like, oh no, my bike's left behind, and then he's like,
yeah, but to be fair, if you leave your bike unattended in any big city, it's
any city, it's gone. You're not seeing that bike ever again. Yeah, so this isn't exclusive to Jersey, but especially in Jersey, just the worst kind of people.
But dude, these fucking shitty ass Jersey City bus drivers, like, won't even let her bring a bike on.
Right? I know. Where do you got to be, Guy? What could be so urgent? That's what I'm asking. So here's what I'll say about Miss Marvel. I love the aesthetic so far.
Mm-hmm.
The little text messages popping up on the screen.
Oh my god, that's so good. I love that so much.
So fucking creative. That's such a solid creative decision for like effectively a teen drama. Yeah. Like I'm loving it so far. I'm like, and the conflict with the parents and the culture representation and Auntie talking about they're not. It's effectively it's any script like you just read the blanks of things that we that older people of a culture will sit there and criticize. Things that younger people find really ridiculous now by today's cultural American standards. And then you kind of just fill it out. But I do appreciate the moment where she's like, all right, you get to go to AvengerCon, but Abu has to come with you. And then Dad comes in with the fucking Hulk painting and he's like doing that. But then that whole following moment afterwards where they're like, he's like defeated because she doesn't want to go with him.
I'm so conflicted about that scene.
I love it and hate it, right? I love it because that's kind of like that cringe teen drama stuff that I love the genre for. Like it's genuine. You see that like, listen, for all of like Kamala's adventure and thrill and wanting to be like a lovable character, she's still kind of a shitty teenager.
Yeah, I feel like when I was a teenager, I related to teenagers in shows and movies. As an adult, I relate more to the adults. But in this particular case, like I understand both sides, kind of. Like I understand why she would be embarrassed if her dad showed up in a Hulk costume,
Right.
and just disregarded her feelings entirely. But I also feel like, so I don't know. I'm of two minds of it. Where I just really wish that they would. I can't wait until we get to a point in our society where us older Asian people have kids who then grow up to make shows and movies of their own, where we can stop showing these Asian parents as these overbearing, strict parents. They're helicopter parents. Because every time you see Asian parents on screen, they are like that. And I can't really complain about it because it's accurate. Like it's not wrong.
Yeah.
But one day the perception is going to change, and I will be very happy for it. But yeah, this scene, I definitely think the mom is wrong for just ignoring her feelings about wanting to be Miss Marvel and just like stepping over that. But I also feel like it was kind of nice that her dad wanted to take an interest in her interest and meet her halfway. So yeah, that was a very I was very conflicted about that scene.
Right. Like mom being the shot caller definitely sucks, but like dad is like genuinely a fan of his daughter. Like I think dad genuinely loves both the kids, and he would like this is almost his way of trying to like reach out and be like connected with his daughter, who clearly is just into stuff that he's not. But for him to put that much effort forward, I think is like, pretty like underrated. Like, listen, you have parents who are helicopter no parents, and they say we're willing to compromise with you, and then you just say you would. I get it. It's the teen response, right? It's like that. No, that's not what I want. That's not how I want to do it, and you're embarrassing me. Like let me be able to express myself and learn who I am and do this, which again is going to be the whole plot of this whole show. But God, as an adult watching it, you're just like, dude, I would give anything to have a dad that was interested and cared enough about me to sit there and just be like that. Like you're valuing the wrong thing here, Kamala. Natty is a cool daddy for real. Get out of his DMs, Danny. You're fucking gross. We're trying to have a good, wholesome show talking about.
We're talking about a teen drama.
We're talking about teenagers. MCU Scott Pilgrim. Don't forget Brie, Captain Marvel.
I did get Scott Pilgrim's vibes from this, but
this did have Scott Pilgrim vibes. In a good way. It had a very self-aware one. I love that the school counselor is like,
oh. Don't you hate it? I hated it as a kid when teachers were like, "Oh, don't call me Mr. Whatever."
Yeah,
dad's name.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Shut up. But here's the fucked up thing is, I know that there are lines and things that I say to younger people that are like old for our generation now. I know I say stuff that I'm sure is probably like, internally they're like, can you not? That's cringe, but. That's the curve, man. I hit 30. Once you cross that 30 line, it's it.
I got about a year left.
I'm a couple years in now at this point, and I can tell you, I'm cringe. I'm cringe to some 20 and downs.
There's like these emojis that are apparently out of fashion now. Like I can't use.
Oh my god, yeah. There's some boomer emojis, right? And I'm like, oh no, am I gonna get caught slipping with the boomer emojis? Fuck.
Listen, boomers don't even use emojis.
They don't. They use like 100 emojis at once. They don't know which one to use, so they just hit all of them.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the show, really good. I think it's a strong start. I would love. So I just want to get into her powers real quick because there's a lot of people who are saying they don't like how they changed their powers for the show. She should be stretchy, and I get it. Like I generally like to have my shows be very comic book accurate, but in this particular case, I like that they changed her powers because it looks cooler. Yeah. And also, they're going to bring in Mr. Fantastic soon, so they won't have to differentiate the two. And I really like the way she had her arm stretch out.
Had like an astral arm, kind of stuff like that. I dig that. I think that's like actually even cooler than having to do like this Mr. Fantastic stretch, right? Like,
yeah, for sure. And Kamala Khan in the comics, the best part for her was never her powers.
Yeah,
it was her as a character. And I think the show has nailed it so far.
Yeah, no, I genuinely enjoyed the performance across the board. It just feels like it's fun, it's cute, it's not taking itself too seriously, but it's loving that it's doing it, right? And I think the aesthetic is just nailing it. Like again, Danny mentions like the Scott Pilgrim example, and like it does have that like the editing, pasting, like the scenes cut, and then like the a lot the over editing on like the scenes and like the extra little neons and the little self thoughts and things like that. I love all of that. There's a lot of Scott Pilgrim influence in a good way on this one, and I think it's just being done so well.
Yeah, it takes the best part of the Scott Pilgrim movie and none of the bad parts, where he's just an unlikable asshole.
Yeah.
Kamala Khan is definitely not that. Like, she's super likable. I mean, I guess you can argue with the scene with their parents, or like she's just being a spoiled teenager.
Right, she's being a bratty teenager, but you know what? She's allowed that. She's a bratty teenager.
Yeah, I think that's fine. So yeah, really liked it. I also want to talk about the end credit scene, where I know this probably means nothing to you because you don't watch Succession, but Stewie's from Succession was back. He's the cop from Spider-Man: No Way Home, so it's really cool to see him pop up again.
I won't lie. I don't know if I saw I don't know if I saw the scene. Hold on.
Dan, you always got to stick around for the post credits.
I usually don't because the Disney Plus shows 9 out of 10 times don't give you something to watch. Hold that thought.
I always like leave the music playing in the background while I go on Reddit and look at what people think.
Let me see.
Yeah, you watch that while I talk about it. So it's Stewie or Stu from Succession, and one of the ladies from Orange is the New Black, Figueroa, I think here's her name. She's also a cop, and they discovered that Kamala Khan has these powers. So that's an interesting thing. I wonder who the bad guy is going to be, or at least antagonist is going to be in the series, because we haven't really been introduced to them yet. Unless it is the authorities. So that could be interesting. Yeah, I mean, really great show. We're very excited to see where it goes. I think it is a stronger start than most MCU shows. I would say that, except for I would say WandaVision is still the strongest start for me.
God, yeah, WandaVision fucking hits the ground running and doesn't lose momentum until the last episode. So that was a good show that went from good to great to like okay.
Exactly. Yep, I agree with that.
And I'll take that pacing all day long over what I've been getting with Obi-Wan. I'm sorry, Obi-Wan. I want to love you more, but you just ain't.
Oh my God, Danny brings up a really good point we didn't talk about. Jared Leto had a boomer moment when he killed the Morbius meme.
Yeah, him reading the Morbius 2 script.
You fucking people did this, all right? You perpetuated this meme long enough that it was re-released in theaters, so it can not.
And then it bombed again.
It bombed again. I think they completely misunderstood why we were making these memes. It wasn't because we love the movie. It's because it's bad.
Somebody pointed out and just worded it in a way that I wish I had thought of, was that Sony didn't realize that we're laughing at them. We're not laughing with them.
Right, exactly. But they're going to keep making more. So.
But they're going to fucking make another one now because we've memed it to happen. It's going to be Morbin time, and we're not going to fucking watch this movie either.
I will admit the Morbin time is really funny.
The Morbin time one is really funny. Like, the fact that I still genuinely don't know if that actually is said in the movie or not is like...
I did like a tweet early on when that meme first surfaced, the Morbin time. So I'm a part of the problem, so I get it.
Yeah. I was about to say, somebody pull up the receipts of Nat liking that tweet. And they were like, oh, really? You don't want a sequel? Well, you liked Morbin time. You gave it the LOL.
It was. I think it was a tweet where that I don't know if this kid pops up on your Twitter feed, but this guy with the really bad Marvel takes, he was like, "What if Spider-Man took the Infinity Gauntlet and snapped his finger?" I was like, "Oh, well, what if Morbius showed up and said it's Morbin time?" That fucking got me.
I'm not gonna be happy until I see it in the trailer now, and I'm gonna continue to not watch the Morbius films. So.
So bad. I generally like for most movies. I would say see it just to understand the why people feel the way they do.
Right.
Movies you can skip.
You know what? You know what's gonna get fucked up about it though? They're gonna give this movie a trilogy, and the third one's gonna be kind of decent.
I don't think there's a shot it's decent.
Nah, dude. Here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna Iron Fist this, right? Iron Fist 1 was like pretty bad. And then people stuck around to watch Iron Fist season 2, and they're like, "Dude, it's kind of okay. It's not that bad."
Sure, but that's MCU, so I feel like there was a greater chance of it being not.
I think at a certain point they just say, Feige, we need you to handle 3. We need to get people back in on it's Morbid Time, episode 3. And then it's actually like fairly decent. Not saying it's good. It's just it becomes like a decent thing.
Mm-hmm.
So but people have the bar so low that they start thinking it's a good movie, which is what happened with Sony. Let There Be Carnage is my understanding of it.
Okay, I found the tweet that I liked.
Okay,
I'm gonna share it. Give me 1 second. Boom.
Morbius bombing twice is kind of amazing. I agree. I actually really enjoy it.
All right, so as you can see here, what if Peter took the gauntlet, snapped, and said to Tony, "I just want to be like you," as his dying words? And someone said, "What if Morbius took the gauntlet, snapped, and said it's Morbid Time?" And this was the earliest example of me seeing the meme. So this was fresh to me. I had to like it. I'm sorry.
What have you done, Matt? What have you done?
I don't know. But yeah, let's not talk about Morbius anymore. I'm so sick and tired of this movie.
Yeah. I think that's actually most of our show. We've carried into 10. We've had an extra long episode. That's not true. We had a regular length episode. We just put it up an hour later.
Mm-hmm.
So for all of our Dallas, Texas viewers, I will be in Dallas, Texas next week. So hit me up.
Do we have any people in the community from Dallas? I don't think we do. We just have Danny, who's the closest, but
She's in Corpus Christi. We have the Cinefanatics who are not in Dallas.
that's true. Yeah. Oh well.
They're not anywhere close. And I'm playing trading cards the whole time. So even if you hit me up, I'm going to be like, cool, I'm in a tournament. Leave me alone.
I'll still be in Arizona. William Harrell, I'll probably run into you a couple of times soon. So, yeah, that's where you can find me.
We'll see you at Jurassic World 3, William.
I'm not going to be there opening night, is the thing, because I'm pretty overwhelmed by work. But I will say before the next T-Dubs.
Literally, the only reason I'm not is because we still got. Should we watch Titans episode? Yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up. Keep up with Titans.
Is that the Teen Titans show?
Yeah. Oh, there was a new trailer for. Okay, before we go, the Gotham Knights CW show.
Oh my god! How could I forget?
Oh man, I'm glad I didn't, because I was like, I immediately was gonna be like, oh, I don't even want to post this to our chats because I'm like, nah, I know you saw this.
Of course I did. Of course.
It was so fucking garbage that the game Twitter had to be like, we have nothing to do with that show.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, I love it.
It's
I love how
so
bad it is.
bad.
Batman dead. And now these fucking rowdy high schoolers are going to figure out. And they have Joker's daughter, just because.
What the hell? Why is this a thing? So is it not part of the Arrowverse at all? I don't think it is.
No.
Which I'm glad about, because Arrowverse has gotten pretty bad, but it hasn't gotten this bad.
No. This is I actually do want to see what Kelsey thinks of it. Kelsey has a higher threshold for bad DC than I do.
Oh
so
my gosh, she has a higher threshold than anyone.
I know, it's impressive. So I want to see what Kelsey thinks of it. I really wish we could have her on stream right now, but she doesn't come to our show.
She's going on a little trip.
She's going on a little trip down south, if you know what I mean.
It's probably not what you think he means.
Yeah, Danny, we don't claim them. That's pretty much what WB said to WB. They're like, we don't claim these guys. These guys don't sit at our table, yo. Like, can we?
I still don't think it's real. Like, it has to be a parody or something, because nothing can be this bad.
No, I think it's very real. I think it's realistically bad. Like, can we?
Do you think the Powerpuff Girls would have been of the same quality?
I think Powerpuff Girls is going to be. I think if Powerpuff Girls kept that script, I think it would have been worse. But it would have been so bad, I would have watched every episode.
But Powerpuff Girls had a better cast. I don't know who.
They did have a better cast. But that dialogue.
Oh. CW, you fell off so hard. You used to have Gossip Girl and everything. You used to be the top tier of television, but now
they've always been bad. Don't lie. Don't lie.
Okay. They had Smallville. They had Smallville is. What's a good example?
It's not as good as everybody remembers it is.
What's a good example of a good WB?
Supernatural is the best thing they've probably ever done.
Supernatural, yeah. So I haven't seen the last season of Supernatural, but a certain someone in our community spoiled it for me. So
yeah. And Supernatural, like at its best, actually does have some really good episodes. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I agree.
But
the episode where they went to the real world and met
yeah,
like, actors.
Their actual actor self was pretty great.
Yeah.
There's some episodes where, like the earlier episodes where like Sam and Dean die are like pretty solid too.
Mm-hmm.
Just Jensen Ackles in general fucking carries performance.
Jensen Ackles, I wish he was younger so he could play Red Hood.
I know.
That would have been so great.
Well, speaking of younger Red Hood, do we risk getting DMC Hey Flag just to show the trailer for that?
For what?
For the Gotham Knights?
We could play it on mute, but I don't want to get.
Yeah, but it doesn't put the theme across.
It doesn't translate. It doesn't translate.
It doesn't translate on mute. Danny says iZombie was a good show. Nobody hung dong in that show, so it was only okay.
I've never seen iZombie.
I actually haven't either, but I'm assuming nobody hangs dong.
I mean, Raul Cooley. I would hope he hangs dong.
Yeah. Anyway, if you want to talk more with us about this Gotham Knights trailer, I kind of can you just tweet it from the call to action thing and be like, hey.
I can't tweet it because I'm logged out of the account.
Oh shit, that's right. Let me see if I'm still on Twitter.
People don't think I'm tweeting it if you do it. That sucks.
Do I still have our login for Twitter?
If you haven't seen the Gotham Knights trailer, I would highly recommend it and not watch the show because
okay. I still do have access to our Twitter. Man, how dangerous that is.
That is super dangerous. I still have access to it. I just have to find the number we use and do it again.
Yeah. What is it? Gotham Knights CW. Yeah.
They couldn't have named it something separate from the game.
No, I know. They're hurting the game's sales by making this.
When I saw it, people talking about a new Gotham Knights trailer, I thought they were talking about the game. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Like, oh no, do I have that on my fantasy league? I don't, but that would have been bad. There were bare ass shots, I believe. Sadly, no one showed dong. Well, it's a CW show.
Yeah. Also, whose butt? That's important too.
It is important.
Yeah, Taylor Robinson's showing some good-looking donuts. What the fuck?
What?
I don't know. These look like some cinnamon sugar. I'll just screen share. Anybody with access to Twitter?
Yeah, screen share it.
Yeah, so these are the donuts. These look like good fucking
Oh.
donuts.
Those are good, yeah. I can't have that.
Good for you, Taylor. Good for you. Anyway, guys.
Everyone said, wait, what? Anyway, check out the Gotham Knights trailer. Follow us on Twitter at Gotham Knights.
What? What if we made a Gotham Knights fucking Twitter account?
You actually tweeted it this out. I can't believe you. I can't
yeah. Guys, so check out Call to Action at Call to Action Pod. You know it. You love it. We said, what's everybody think of this new trailer? Go watch that trailer. We'll interact with you on our actual accounts on that. It's fucking terrible. It's so bad.
Yeah, I didn't think you would actually do that. Oh my gosh. Okay, well that's our show. I am not logged on Twitch because I logged out of everything, so I can't raid anyone.
Oh no.
So we're not gonna raid. Instead, we're just gonna sign off. And happy birthday, Alex.
Happy birthday, Alex.
For you.
We love you. This one's for you, girl. 2 years in a row. Now we're gonna be Twitch Thursday next year because that's the only way to do a 3.
We can't do Thursday. I gotta see movies on Thursday.
Yeah, I gotta do anything else.